Hello and good morning, everyone. Only positivity here. No coffee with me just yet. Ready to kick off podcast number, I just checked it, dude, 139 on this playlist that I'm looking to launch called Elevated Thoughts. So before diving into the topic of the day, let's go and start with the level set. So, as I endeavor upon pursuing knowledge and life experience in this next phase of life, through fitness, photography, reading, cannabis, golf, many more things. One habit that I've really formed is traveling. So this podcast essentially goes through some of my more recent travels, taking those lessons learned and applying them to experiences in my life. So I'm back with my headphones on again. So hopefully the audio is fine. It's not too crazy. I've really been enjoying just being able to be up and about while I'm doing these podcasts, because I don't know, it's trouble. It's trouble. It's a little bit troublesome for me to sit down for a good amount of time. I don't know why. I just can't do it, man. By myself. When I'm with other people, like, I absolutely love it. It's like one of my favorite things to do. You know what I mean? But I don't know. When I'm by myself, man, it's hard. I get restless just sitting there talking. So I'm like, let's just get up, move around. It's good for me, and I feel like the audio is halfway decent, so no need to fret about it, right? But anyway, like I said, good morning. Podcast number 139, making our way through. Sometimes it feels like I'm doing these things fast. Then other times it feels like, bro, I've been doing this for maybe 6 years now, and I'm only on 139. But that number doesn't really mean anything anyway, right? It's just a number at the end of the day. So yeah, but there's that. Ready to kick off this next podcast and start talking about my most recent travel endeavor to New York City. So ran that back now. I've been there. In the past 10 years, I've been to New York. I think 4 times. I went for my one buddy's proposal, and then I went for another buddy's proposal, and then I went to see my cousin in 2025, and now I want to go see him again. So, we are fucking making our way through. But, one thing that I really want to say, to my cousin who's listening, bro, I fucking love you, dog. Fucking mad blessings, bro. I am just so excited and happy that we have kind of rekindled. And, I'm sure I've mentioned this before, but, bro, if you're listening to me, man, you are the fucking brother that I never had, dog. You are amazing. I love fucking spending time with you. I love the conversations we get into. You have really enhanced my life, man. And so I'm blessed to have you in my life. And I hope I'm leaving some impact on you as well, man. But thank you for all you offer me, bro. I feel heard in this life. I feel like someone's got me because I got you out there, bro. So let's fucking go, baby. But anyway, random story. So. My cousin, right? He's like my biological cousin, my dad's brother's kid. So we're first cousins, and we were very close growing up, right? And because of whatever reasons, right? Parental drama amongst the bros and stuff like that, is we kind of just lost touch with each other. And my cousin's about 5 to 6 years younger than me, and he always looked up to me growing up, and I really had a fond liking for him growing up. We were very close. Both younger siblings, younger brother siblings, and we just we were both sports guys, loved soccer, and we just loved spending time together. Honestly, just all in all, it was always just very fun when we got time together. And then like I said, for whatever reason, things got in the way, and we were just not able to spend time. So for about 10 years, maybe we didn't get to see each other as often as we might have liked. So all good. Don't need to belabor that point. But one thing I will say about that is it's funny how it works, right? So I don't know if you guys have ever heard this saying where it's if you don't keep up with people, right, what you probably end up doing is seeing them at weddings and funerals, which is extremely melancholic and, just kind of it's a little bit jarring to say something like that, right? But it's true. As you get older, you realize once you get out of college and sports and high school and all these things where you're seeing people all the time, if you don't make an effort to see these people, you probably won't see them again. Or you might see them less than 10 times in the rest of your life. So that's a real fact. But anyway, so what ended up happening was exactly that. Was I was seeing my boy here at funerals. I saw him at like 3 or 4 funerals within like a very short span of time. And, when we would see each other, we would make light of the situation. Like, I mean, for those of you that know me, dude, I do not know how to behave sometimes at funerals. Like, I just am all over the fucking place. Like, I joke a lot. I don't try to be disrespectful, but it's hard for me to be like, it's hard for me to be extremely sad during funerals. I don't know why. I just can't do it. So anyway, it's like not meant to be disrespectful at all. I just cannot do it for some reason. So I just tend to make light of situations. That's probably just my defense mechanism, dude. But so I would see this guy at funerals, and we would talk a lot. We would catch up, and I just thought he was an insightful guy, man. It was just he was like, he had a really like warm presence, and he's very eloquent, which I was super surprised about for someone of that age. And then so what we started doing was just like kind of connecting on the side. We'd be like, oh, hey, what's going on, man? Let me get your number, bro. Let's hang out. And then so when he would come home from college or whatever, he would just hit me up and we'd get together. We'd get dinners, things like that. And then over time, we started forming a real bond. And we were like, dude, let's do a trip together. So in 2023, we went to Colorado together, and that was really fun. Did some hikes and whatnot. And then I think we skipped maybe 2024 guys trip. And then we did 2025 last year. And now we did, 2026. So it's like kind of, like a three-year tradition, dude. So, start forming habits. And so just been enjoying my time getting to know this kid, man. He is just great. Very, very wholesome guy. And so this podcast is going to essentially go through our 2026 like annual guys trip. So I could be butchering this story, right? So my cousin he works in tech, but he's really big in connecting with people. Like, he's a very artsy guy, a very cultured dude. And I commend him for that. That's one of my favorite qualities about him. So he connects with a lot of artists and stuff like that. And, naturally he gets to know people well. He meets people and he puts himself out there. And so essentially he met this Japanese artist that had an apartment in Brooklyn, like a one bed. It was like a 2-bed, 1-bath, I'd say. And, the real estate in New York is fucking crazy, right? So they ended up like kind of hitting it off, and this guy was like, yo, I'm moving back to Japan for a little bit if you want to maybe sublease my place. And it is a good situation that he's got out there. Like, he's got his own balcony overseeing the skyline. He has there's no elevator in the place, which is kind of a bummer, but it's like a nice place for someone like him, and just in general, I'd say. So he got lucked out with that. And he doesn't have roommates. He's living alone, which is awesome. But other than that, what's nice is when I go visit him, I can just like crash at his place, and I don't got to worry about finding a place to stay. I just really got to get my ass over there and incur that cost. But once I'm there, I just crash with him. And so, anywho, so Thursday comes around. You do a little Thursday to Sunday action. Thursday comes around. I got about a 4:30 p.m. flight, flying American. American sucks. Americans, I feel like has always gotten delayed. Every time I'm with American, I'm getting delayed, dude. And so it's kind of a bummer, when you're just ready to go somewhere, then you get delayed. But, no biggie. It happens. It was 30 minutes, so I can't really complain about it. Got there, 2-hour flight, and then essentially, dude, so his place is only 9 miles away from the airport, but it was a $75 Uber, bro, which is, in my eyes, fucking ridiculous. That's a lot for an Uber. And then it also took us almost an hour to get there, which I thought was also crazy. It's dude, it's only 9 miles away, but that is New York for you, dude, right? New York is that place where you will run into shit like that. You'll run into, hey, it took me fucking 30 minutes to go 1 block, and that to me is ridiculous, but that's kind of how it works, you know what I mean? So can't really complain too much about it because you got to know that going in. So anyway, we ended up doing that, get there, and then another thing I really like about New York is all those, they call them the bodegas, right? On the corners, it's everything you need. I'd be in trouble in New York, right? So you go there, and then you have these bodegas on the corner that are open 24 hours or really late, and then what you can do is you can buy, you can get groceries if you want to there, right? But then you can also get a full-on meal. We went to this spot on the corner of a spot in Brooklyn, and there was like, it was like you could get like breakfast. You get breakfast, right? You get breakfast wraps, breakfast burritos, things like that. You get paninis, you get sandwiches, you get smoothies, and I'm just sitting there like, bro, like what kind of fucking place is this? You know, it's just I would be in trouble because I feel like in Chicago, you know, things just shut down after a certain point. You know, like after like 9:30, 10:30 p.m. It's like you can't really get your options start to really start dwindling down, and that to me is kind of like, all right, bro, because like it's a good thing because it's like, hey, man, if I'm munching in the middle of the night, then I maybe don't have the option, but at the same time, like if I am munching in the night, I would like to just go get something like a full-on sandwich, like a healthy one, because I'll make a healthy choice. And a lot of times the issues that I find is like I'll be at home and I have snacks only here. I don't want to make a meal. But if I could go buy a panini real quick at like 2 in the morning and eat that, I wouldn't have a problem. I wouldn't be upset with myself. You know, it's generally not good to eat at night, like past a certain point, but I wouldn't be upset by any means. So anyway, so we get that, and then we end up just like going back home. And so randomly enough, okay, so I don't know if anyone has seen that documentary 14 Peaks. So there's this guy in there named Nims Porja, and he climbed like the world's 14 highest, like 8,000 meter peaks, 8,000 meter plus peaks in like 6 months or something like that. And so I don't know, my cousin was talking to me about some like, I don't know, like some sort of climber, and then we couldn't find the documentary, so I was like, you want to watch 14 Peaks? And he's like, I haven't seen it. So we started watching that one, right? And so we start watching that, and what ends up happening is we watch half of it, right? And then the next morning we get up, and I am just like kind of reading up on this guy, right? Nims Porja. And then we find out that he was part of an avalanche, bro. Like this guy fucking and his team got hit by an avalanche supposedly. And I'm just sitting there like, oh shit. Like it's funny, it's like not funny. It's crazy because we were like literally just watching this guy's documentary like a second ago, and I just happened to like look him up. And like just that day, like they had lost his team in an avalanche, and I'm just thinking like, oh shit, my boy, like, this is crazy as fuck, right? So anyway, so that's like a little precursor right there. So end up seeing that on the news, and then we just kind of go about our day. So what we do is like he goes to this gym in Brooklyn called Chelsea Piers, which is a bougie gym, right? Similar to like Midtown over here. But probably maybe a little bit more bougie, I guess. But he goes to that gym, right? And so we go over there. It's a bougie gym, and then we go to a yoga class over there. And what I love about that is like, you know, me and him, like we tend to just do things that we would do anyway together, right? So like, yeah, I go to yoga classes here all the time. I go to the gym. So we ended up just like having a little gym sesh, and that to me is great because that to me is like roommate shit. That's like real bro shit right there. It's like, dude, we're just doing things we would normally do, but we get to do it with our homies and our bros. And so we had a nice yoga class, bougie gym session, and hit the steam room after, showered up, and they had all the amenities there, right? Towels, lotion, fucking face wash, soap, like all the shit. So it was like pristine out there, man. And then so we did that, and then afterwards, so we slide out, and before actually we went to get this place called, I think it's like Millie Foily or something. It was like a coffee shop. We got a ham and cheese croissant and some oat milk lattes, which were awesome. Really like those too. And then we hit the gym, and then afterwards we went to an Ethiopian restaurant, right? And it was amazing. I got like a kifto burrito, which is like lentils, but it tasted like a legitimate burrito that had like beef in it or something like that, or meat. And I was amazed by it. I could not believe that it was that good. I got like a cold pressed juice. Afterwards, I told the guy I wanted a pineapple juice, but he certainly brought me apple juice, but which is fine too. It was cold pressed, so it was like good. And then yeah, after that we went back, chilled for a little bit. We just kind of had some downtime, and then we hit up Williamsburg. And what's cool about Williamsburg, dude, is that there is a shop literally for everything. Like we went to this one shop that was like, you know, pens. Like there's all different types of pens, and there's stationery. one of the things I've been trying to do is buy hats, for golf from places. So I bought a vintage New York Knicks hat, which was really fun. I'm gonna wear that this weekend. And then we sat down and had like some ciders, like some blueberry, I don't know, ciders, and it was so good. And I was honestly buzzed off of it, man. Like, we're not big drinkers, but like, you sit in people watching New York, bro. Like, every person in New York is like a personality, man. Like, there's always like something about New York where like people are there, they take themselves very seriously, they have a vibe they're going for, and things like that. And I love watching it. Now, one thing I will say is like, so okay, this is like a little bit like more vulgar, but dude, I feel like women wear bras these days that like have like the nipples always hard, dude. So like, there was this chick sitting across from us. She was like in my view, and when she said, I was telling my buddy Evan, I'm like, dude, when we're walking, I'm seeing all these chicks with just like hard nipples, and I'm like, it's fucking like 90 degrees, bro. It is so hot in New York right now. It is stiflingly hot. I'm like, my nipples are in fact inverted, right? And so there was this one chick just sitting across from, and like they're almost like too like centered and too perfect, right? And this is not meant to be creepy, but like I'm like, bro, watch this shit. And so we stayed there for 2 hours, and that chick was there the whole time. And I'm like, bro, nipples are still hard, bro. Like, the headlights are fucking on. And like, it's like, whether she was attractive or not is not even my point here. I'm just like, bro, that is a huge, I feel like that means a red flag. That scares me, actually. When I feel like that is like hugely fake. Like, just to be like, to force perspective by wearing like a bra that has nipples. I'm not saying it was. It just seemed like fake. It just didn't seem real. So that's my little side quest for the day. But anyway, so then we grab a drink there. We walk around the park. There's like a calisthenic park. There's people doing pull-ups and shit. There's people in the park playing soccer, juggling ball. We like kind of join them, do some pull-ups, take the ball around, give some fist bumps here and there to people doing their fucking thing. That's New York, dude. Like, that is fucking New York. And so, really cool, really fun. I was like all about it. And then we went to this like rooftop bar, and it was like a couple of stories. And there was like it was like a gay bachelor party. It was like, and it was just like, a dude wearing like a sash, like bride to be or something like that. And they were having a good time. The music was vibing. I felt like I was fucking in New York summer night, man. Like, we had a couple like nice cocktails and we're just fucking chilling out hard. So it was fun. I really enjoyed it. And then we went back and finished 14 Peaks, right? And so we go back, smoke a little bit, chill out, finish 14 Peaks. And then on the way home, before we got home, we stopped at this ramen spot, got some ramen, and it was really good. Just like, it was a Cambodian Japanese fusion restaurant, which I personally had never like seen. So it was like interesting, their menu items, right? And so, but at the same time, I was like, this is really cool. Like, this is super interesting. So I was very, very enamored by it. And like, the food was good. The staff was really nice. And then we went home and watched the rest of 14 Peaks and just like kind of knocked out, wound down the night. And so the next morning, right, I wake up and I'm still like kind of tuned in to this whole like Nims Purja thing, this whole situation with the 14 Peaks and the avalanche falling on those guys, right? So I'm really interested in it at this point. And so I look it up, and now it's August 1st, right? So it's like Saturday, August 1st. And they confirm that it was Nims Purja and like 6 of his team members who had actually died in this avalanche. And I'm just like, what are the fucking odds that I haven't heard from this guy? Like, I haven't like really been tuned into this guy since like 2020, 2019. And now like I'm back tuned into him and he just dies. It's crazy. But one thing I will say is like, this guy's ambition, I think, did him in a little bit. Not to be crass. It's like, he already had completed all the 14 Peaks, and he was like saying like, oh, I'm doing this for Nepal and all this stuff. And I was like, are you though? I don't really get that. He kept saying, I'm doing it for a higher purpose, I'm like, what is your higher purpose? But anyway, I don't know. I'm not trying to like, speak ill of the dead or anything like that. But it's like, you already did it, bro. And then people were saying like, oh, he had expert climbers help him and he used oxygen. It's like, dude, who gives a shit? You got on top of the mountain, right? Like, for me. So, and then he wanted to go do it again, like the whole thing in like without oxygen. And like, I think he was going to do it a third time too. And I'm just like, dude, like, you're playing with your fucking life. Like, these are huge mountains that are known for killing people. Like, it's like what, 1 in 3 climbers on some of these mountains does not make it down, which I think is kind of wild, but whatever, bro. I'm not a fucking expert. So anyway, we do that. Then we wrap up the next morning. What's crazy is like we get up and we get some coffee, and like the thing is like New York has a plethora of nice coffee shops and shit, which makes me so happy. I love it. And then so we go get some coffee, and I get some like steel cut oats, and then we meet up my buddy, my cousin's girlfriend and his like friends, and they're doing what they call like a cigarette run. Now I was talking to my cousin earlier, saying that like I usually try to run these days at a conversational pace where I'm running like a 12, 13 minute mile with somebody and we can just talk through it, because that makes me happy to keep running, it's not like grueling. And I thought like that the term for that was called a cigarette run. So I was like, okay, we'll go do a cigarette run, right? Like we'll do like a chill 2-mile jog around the park. And so we get there and there's like a crowd of people. So apparently his friends had like went to Manhattan, put out flyers and stuff like that for this whole situation. And people showed up, and funny enough, people from Chicago were there. Like they didn't come from Chicago, but like there's people who were there that knew people that I knew, which I thought was, again, a big mind fuck. So small world, right? One chick actually went to the high school I went to, but just graduated like a few years after me, which was super cool. So anyway, but what they ended up doing was actually smoking cigarettes. Like people bought packs of cigarettes and then came to the park to run, and then they smoked after, right? And I'm not a cigarette guy, so like I was like, fuck that. But I was like so surprised that people actually did it. It was really hot. I was sweating like a fucking heathen. And then we got some smoothies afterwards with the squad. But it was cool that like folks supported it, right? It was just like, I feel like New York is that city. I'll just support anything, right? Just like any endeavors, which is nice, it's good that there's a place like that in the world, right? Like people should be able to dream and mess around and do what they want to do. So I got some smoothies, which was honestly the move. Like there was a bunch of smoothie carts right next to it, so I just got like a fucking fruit, strawberry, pineapple, mango smoothie. Super satiating. Me and my cousin and 2 of his buddies went back. We played Monkey Ball, which is like a video game, kind of like Crash Bandicoot, which was awesome. So we spent like 3 or 4 more hours together. We went to get lunch at this Mediterranean spot called Zaytunes in Brooklyn, which is so good. I got the chicken shawarma, and then afterwards, went and got some coffee, or my cousin made some French press for me at home. And then we just like parted ways with those 2 guys after playing Monkey Ball for like 4 hours. And then we kind of had the night to ourselves. We just chilled, right? We just kind of chilled. And we were, playing soccer on his balcony, just like juggling the ball for like hours, talking, freestyling, fucking just like being bros. We were there for hours. And what's bogus is like we showered and then we just got so sweaty again. Out on the balcony, just kicking the ball. But that's the thing. I felt like a kid again with this guy, man. I just felt like I was out there being so youthful, having so much fun. My foot is in fucking pain this week because I was playing in flip-flops and like my foot is just hurting really bad, but so fucking worth it. And we were having wholesome conversation the whole time, just catching up on life, and then juggling the soccer ball, man, just light activity. And we came in for a little bit and just chilled, kind of yarded out. And then we went to a Mexican restaurant. And that's the thing. It was like 9:30 p.m. We're like, let's just go have a dinner. I would love to sit down and have a dinner with you. And we were catching up. We were catching up. We were fucking just being super wholesome with each other, just like expressing gratitude because it was our last night, right? And we were just really enjoying company. And I just couldn't really ask for more. It was like, it's so wholesome just to spend a chill weekend. You feel rejuvenated. You feel excited. You feel, I don't know, young again after something like that. And so I was just so enamored by this guy. And then, go to sleep, pass out, wake up the next morning. We go get some bagels. And I got a Nordic bagel, which was like nice jalapeno, dill, cream cheese, smoked salmon, kind of like lox, capers, and everything bagel, and it was so good, dude. It was like authentic New York. Like they're writing down your order, giving you a paper when you go. They got it all ready for you. It's like so nice, man. And then there was this bulldog that started humping my boy, which is kind of so interesting. Like this bulldog was totally like not trying to fuck with us, and then he came up and like desperately like wrapped his hands around my buddy's leg, and then we were like, oh, that's so cute. And then he starts humping him, dude, and we're like, oh, gotcha. But anyway, man, you could tell we were kind of feeling sad about parting ways as well, which I totally understand, man. Like I was sad to like leave him, man. And then I was hitting the bong and then fucking call the Uber, and when you're in the Uber, man, you see just like what New York is all about. You take an Uber through New York, man, and you'll see like people are out playing in the park, baseball games, softball games, like there's little workshops happening, artists going on, and then boom, get back to the airports. Had a little delay, got home, and we're back on it. But just another great wholesome weekend, dude, and I could not really ask for more. And I'm just feeling really blessed this summer and just in life in general. So I will leave you all right there. Feel free to leave me any feedback. And remember, only positivity. Thanks, y'all.